How we doing, Christopher? This is not a gun. About 20 degrees outside. Let's see how many of these I can do before her paws give up on me. If you got a dog, I highly, highly recommend this. Stink bug, all things country. You know it. All that is done. Won't be a long life today. Just trying to get my dog out, give her a little exercise. These dummies get just a little bit of snow on the end of them, and they don't like to go as far. All it is a ram set. You get the red-tipped ram sets, and you can launch a dummy about 150 yards. 160 meters if you're cool like ATC. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Come back. Come here. What's everybody up to today? From what I hear, we will be using yards as measurements soon. You know, I've always wondered about that. My father-in-law is convinced that America is going to switch to metric, and I need to start learning it all. And I know a lot of it, but the liquids can confuse me. You guys do liters, we do gallons. But then I heard you guys talking about trucks and how they came out of Windsor and Detroit and all that. Well, a lot of them have standard, don't have metric. So it's like, well, if they use it, I think everything comes from China, comes from, they make new sizes all the time. Gotta buy that special wrench. You hear a rumor though of Canada switching over to what we call standard measurement? This is kind of a test. I'm seeing if this will get me in trouble or not. It is not a firearm. It says on there, dummy launcher. That'd be cool if it was the 51st state. I'd love to go up there without hassling with the border. You guys probably don't want that though. My dog's not as acclimated as she was last year and the year before. I haven't got out duck hunting as much this year. She gained a couple pounds and got fat on me. So I gotta watch her paws because they're webbed feet. Make sure she doesn't get the marbles in the bottom, and then I'm gonna call it. She starts to show that. Or in my fingertips. Stop working. Oh, that's a good test to see if I get, yeah. Well, I see some lives where they'll have pew-pews on the table and they just stand there and look at them. I don't know how they get the numbers they do, but they get a lot of numbers. It's just you can't touch the pew-pew if I understand the rule right. And you can have them in shorts and you can have them in long form. Well, the dog outlasted the pewer today. Degrees, we'll go for a little walk. Let's go. What's up, Steel City? Oh, you got in trouble with having one on Alive, Iowa? Blake, thanks for coming in. Gotta go find a heater for a second. Come on. Come. Might as well check me chickens while I'm out here. Very cold critter. Not quite as cold as Minnesota. What's up? Got water. I'll let you guys out if you want. Doubt it. Hey, Skeeter. You're not new. I recognize you. Thanks for coming in. Well, thank you, Chessie Adventures. We got a big mixed breed, mixed flock. I gotta warm up my fingers a minute. Let the dog warm up a minute. Seconds. Dog's ready to go. Oh yeah. I can't do a sucker right now. Trying to quit smoking for my New Year's. Oh, that's right. Blake is from Iowa, isn't he? What pocket knife do I have? Actually, don't have one on my pocket right now, but I'll show you my lanyard knife. I carry this everywhere when I'm on the water. It stays either on a life jacket or on my waders, or if I go out ice fishing, but it's from steel. Steel makes it, steel chainsaws. I like the straight blades. Definitely not gonna go skin a deer with it, but oh, so cold the propane died. got a Gerber I like. I'll keep that in my tackle box. Just gotta get feeling back in my fingertips. They're gone. Justin, I appreciate it. She is not a chocolate lab though. Chesapeake Bay Retriever. So it took a Newfoundland and a Spanish Waterhound to create her a long time ago. They are a breed standard. They look very, very similar to chocolates. And you can see she's got the ruffled coat on back there. And then if I had a lab to compare next to, her back hips are actually a little taller, kind of like a shorthorn cow. And then they're very, very water resilient. So to give her a bath is a pain in the butt, because the whole 6 inches of the top, it just never really gets wet. She's got the whale color eyes. Can't really see them too well on there. Oh yeah, definitely a water dog. Good hunting breed. They're a little bit more souped up than a lab, I'd say. Like they gotta have a job. I'll just grab her a frisbee. I'll grab a frisbee. A second go-to. Yeah. These gloves. Does she have webbing on her feet? Yes, she does. I should check that actually really quick, just to make sure she doesn't have any marbles in there. Come here. That was my biggest fear when I went out pheasant hunting with her out in South Dakota, was that I was gonna catch somebody's old trap line. I didn't know if South Dakota, all states have different laws on roadside trapping. But I've heard horror stories about people's hunting dogs going into a foot trap. And so ever since my South Dakota trip, I carry a first aid kit for the dog. Father had a dog, had a porcupine when I was really, really young. Oh yeah, the chickens wanted to come outside. Foot trap won't hurt them. I suppose if you seen it happen, you got there quick enough. Oh, she didn't even see that one. Lily, heel up. Heel up. Come here. Heel. Heel. Stay. Stay. Not listen there. Hunt for it. There we go. These snares, a different story. Yeah. I was confused when I went there. My uncle had gone there many, many years in a row. He's got married and family over there. And I said, oh, you can hunt roadsides. So it's like, all right, well, the dog's just gonna stay in the truck then, ride along with us. But then we'd get out into those shelter belts. South Dakota has a lot of shelter belts planted. Keep the birds out of the weather. And that just kind of worried me. We didn't see any. Wouldn't say we got lucky, but it was a good thing. She didn't catch any traps. I may or may not caught a dog the other day and it was fine. Left a line, but it didn't hurt. It happens. It happens. You catch your Lucy a few times a year, critter, and she don't learn to stay away from that stink bait. Understanding how to open the trap is the bait. Yeah. I didn't know how to open a conibear for the longest time. I didn't know they made one of those fancy little wrenches. I'd do it with my fingers and snap my hand, and there's a trick for you dog owners too. Don't buy a frisbee from the dog aisle. Go and buy a frisbee disc. Same amount of effort, but the disc goes 3 times as far. And that's the same with tennis balls. Don't ever buy a tennis ball that says made for dogs, because they're not. A Wilson tennis ball from the tennis aisle will last a dog a lifetime. My hand is actually better out of the gloves than it was in the gloves. If I miss anybody's comments, I apologize. It's a Chesapeake John. So I actually picked this dog up out of Des Moines, Iowa. Got her hernia a few years back, had some time off. I found her on Craigslist for $300. This dog in Michigan goes for around $3,000. Drove out to Des Moines, took I-80. Forget, I want to say it said it was an 8-hour trip, but I did it in 6.5 because I speed. I got a ticket coming back on I-80, and the cop said it took him 25 minutes to catch me because there was a steel barrier, concrete barrier in between us, so he had to jog in between all the semi-trucks out there. So she was a $300 dog plus the $150 fine I got. Yeah, the only stipulations to getting her was I talked to him 8 o'clock at night on like a Wednesday, and he said if you want her, you have to get her within a half-an-hour window of his kids getting on the school bus. He didn't want the kids to see the dog go. So I ended up driving overnight there. Left Michigan at like midnight to watch the bus go to pick her up. No, they did not have puppies. So the guy in Iowa that I picked her up from, he bought the dog not knowing that his wife was expecting, and then he brought it home and the wife told him like, hey, 6 months we're having a baby. So then he had to get rid of it, and he had a bunch of people trying to talk him down off 300 in Iowa. And I told him that I was from Michigan, just lost my Labrador. I'd absolutely love the dog. And he's like, well, if you're seriously about to drive from Michigan, I'll save it for you. So that's how that story goes. She missed it. I was just behind her. Hunt. Oh, definitely. Definitely. Come here, girl. Come here. Heel up. No. plow little chicken trails for when the snow does melt. I can still have some happy birds. I thought about it, Blake, and I really wanted to. She's 5 years old now, and I probably won't. She's never had a litter. I've had a couple different guys with Labradors wanting to cross her and make Chessadors. It wasn't really my goal. I didn't want a Chessador. I wanted to have Chesapeakes. But with the $300 price, she's not registered. Told me she was, but when I got there, he's like, "Oh, I don't have any paperwork." So I can't compete with her in the NAVDA testing to like make her, what do they call it, Grand Champ or anything like that. So I kind of stopped on hunting training. Like, we were working on whistle sits and everything, but it's likely, you know, she still picks up pheasants and she still finds every duck I shoot. So I don't really care too much on the whistle blowing tricks. As long as I can point and she goes to where I point. Oh, she lost that one, she tripped. There we go. Stacy in the house. How we doing, Stacy? You uploading that video of your husband eating shit on the lake, falling down? Still waiting for some spider videos too. No, I've never lost a bird with her Steel City. 2 years ago, I shot a diver. It was a little bit high. I sky blasted, but it went down with one shot, so I didn't really sky blast. But when it went down, it was sailing, and it probably landed 80 yards from me. Lily got about 20 feet from it, and the damn thing went under the water and swam away from us. And this dog literally swam across about a 20-acre lake. I jumped in my canoe and started chasing after her, and she found that duck on the opposite side of the lake in the snake grass. So I was majorly impressed. I don't see her favoring any feet yet. A mountain cur I picked up from an old farmer. Came from Champion Line. Her mom and grandma was in a record book. Sadly, she was hit on the road. Oh, that sucks, DJ. I'm sorry to hear that. I lost my first dog to the road. I had a golden retriever. If you got a family, Goldens are wonderful, but if you're a hunting man, I don't recommend Goldens. Too much fur. Burrs are a bitch to get out of them. They go and rolling shit, and you'd be scrubbing them for 2 hours. So I'm subscribed to a few different Chesapeake channels. Chessie Adventures. Are you the lady with 2 Chesapeakes in a lab that travels? Just had a short last week at the dog park. So how is everyone doing today? I'm waiting for ice to get thicker here in Pennsylvania. It's gonna happen soon, Skeeter. Well, I'm glad you could come in. So you're one of the. So just a frisbee disc for people playing frisbee golf. This frisbee travels a lot further than the dog frisbees. I can't throw very well, but my brother frisbee golfs, and he could probably make that go about 200 yards. Chessie Adventures, check out her channel if you like this breed. She has got two amazing Chessies. One is a dead grass female, gorgeous little girl. And then the boy is the same color here as Lily. I believe they call it Sage. Sage. Can't remember why they were in surgery. Ice fishing, can't wait. A Skeeter, northern Michigan up in the Upper Peninsula. I've seen a lot of new videos pop up today. They're ice fishing up there. Critter just got back from a fishing trip from Minnesota. I'm pretty sure the whole state of Minnesota's covered in ice now. I don't know Pennsylvania. I think that's where you said you were from. Might have to travel a little north, but it's happening. You know, we got a river down the road, 4 miles, the Rabbit River, and the sides of the Rabbit are frozen. All of our ponds are frozen and all of our smaller lakes are frozen, but there's no ice fishers out there yet in lower Michigan. All right, she's starting to slow down a little bit. I'll go check her paws. Oh, I don't see her picking any up yet. I'll do one more throw. I'll go check her paws. We would love to hunt, but don't know how to teach them. And now you can see her kind of doing a little limp. So when Lily here was a puppy, I would just take her kibble, her dog food, and I would go out into the tall grass and I'd just toss a few pieces of kibble in the tall grass and I'd give her the hunt command. Hunt it up, find it. And that kind of teaches them to use their nose. And then when they get a little bit older, then you switch out the kibble. Well, she went right for the door, she wants to go inside. Then you just switch out the kibble with like a bumper. And they'll start loving the bumper. Come here. And then after oh yeah, see, so she's got some ice balls starting. Make sure there's none stuck between her webs. Like I said, last year and the year before, I didn't have to be this careful with her. She was pretty much outside every day for hours. Let her warm up a little bit. Go watch some chickens. Show you some of my training tools for her, which is just a whole lot of bumpers. Yeah, 16 inches of ice. That was crazy. We probably have 3, if I had to guess. See if I can figure out. That's about the best lighting I have. But these are all bumpers for dog training. These cloth ones. Then there's rubber ones. We got black and white ones, and they all have a purpose. And then we have Dokens. This is a full-size goose Doken. I'll show you a smaller one why we use these for bird hunting. So dogs will have bad habits. My dog likes to cigar hold everything. She'll either hold it by the rope or she'll hold it by the head. It's just called the cigar hold, and it's not proper when you're teaching a dog. If you're doing the actual NAVDA competitions, they want your dog to hold it by the body. So I'm trying to break that. That's another reason to use these. Some dogs are really, really aggressive. They'll bite a bumper and then they'll shake it and want to kill it. Well, when you shake this is hard plastic and this is soft rubber. So when you shake it, it kind of hurts. And then their lips will get in there and they'll pinch their lip, and then they kind of learn to stop shaking their retrieve. So these are great for teaching dogs not to mouth your bird. On the cloth bumpers, I use scent. Comes in a little armpit deodorant, and it's just a duck scent. Okay. Fishing. I think the next dog we get will be a lab, so I can train it to be a hunting dog for pheasant and duck. That's a good choice. Blake, what do you see yourself hunting more, pheasant or duck, out of the two? Like me in Michigan, we don't have pheasants. I have to travel out of state to do it, so I primarily train my dog for duck. But if we had pheasants, I would have got a pointer of some type, most likely a GSP. Oh, not a problem. I was telling Critter, guy here in the chat, he needs to start place training his dog. So this is a place board. I sometimes train other people's dogs and they bring them over, so that's why I have one here. It's just a little bit elevated, but you get your dog up on there, and when all 4 feet touch it, you click a button, give your dog a treat. It's a good dog. After a while, they'll learn that when you're not doing anything with them, that's just the place that they need to go and sit. So this is here between the garage doors because I don't want my dog to go jump on somebody's car if they pull up the driveway. So if I see somebody pulling in, I holler to my dog, kennel. That's the word I call it. And she'll go to this box and she'll sit there until I call her off of it. But then if I'm working in the garage, and I'm not paying attention to her, I always leave my door off of her actual kennel, and she'll go right in there and lay down. If the door's on it, it scares her because it moves when she tries to get in it. And if it moves, then she won't. Then she'll go and lay in a sawdust pile. But as long as that door is off, that's her safe place to be. No pheasants. What about grouse? All right, so I'm in Michigan, so I can do this. Back side of your left hand. We have pheasants. I can't point with my other hand now. We have pheasants in 2 counties on the east side of the state that are apparently natural, not released, but there's a small population on the east side of the state. But we do have grouse from the center knuckles up. Down lower, you might see 1, but you definitely won't see 8 or 9. You won't jump 8 or 9. And I do love grouse. I go up to the Upper Peninsula for them, and they're all over up there. Oh, the chickens went back in. Pheasants, I make a trip out to South Dakota every few years with my uncle. I go in between Huron and DeSmet, South Dakota, East River. You got a light back out here. No pheasants, grouse. Don't really have a lot of experience with duck. And I can go pheasant hunting right by my house, so don't have to drive anywhere. Yeah, Lucy's attention span isn't good for that. So Blake, a lab is a great dog. I don't want to change your mind. But if you want to get the dog just for hunting, and pheasants is going to be what you're going after, look into pointing breeds. Lab's a retrieving breed, and they're all around awesome dogs for families. Any dog you pick is going to live with you the next 10 years at least. But I would go after a pointer if I was out in Iowa or pheasant country. I use my dog when I go out there. My uncle has a German short-haired pointer, so his dogs point, and then my dog flushes. His dog will get on point, and then I'll line up, say go get him, and my dog will come barreling in there and scare them. They fly, we shoot, and then both dogs retrieve. Usually my dog does a little better retrieving than his dog, but I'd look into some pointing breeds. Fuck it, might as well go for a little walk. I'll go get my doggy back. She warmed up for a minute. She can go for a little walk. Warm enough for the neighbor's buffalo out here. Bison. Sorry, Heath, if you're in here. I didn't call that a buffalo, it's a bison. I got a neighbor down the road who has a poodle, not poodle, poodle pointer. And that's a gorgeous breed. They're kind of rare, so if you ever wanted to breed dogs, that one would bring in a lot of money. All right. Gotta go have a good night. Try to stay with you too, Tressie Adventures. Thanks for coming in. Oh, shitty, don't do that. Almost dumped it. That's a very nice lady. She's got a handful of Chessies. Travels a lot. All her Chessies are meat diet. They do not eat kibble, so they look very, very good. Very healthy dogs. Labs, dude, labs are great birds. I'm not trying to diss them or anything, but... And there are... I have heard of people training labs to actually point. I've never actually seen a pointing lab in the field, but I know they are out there. I'm near there, Blake. 8120 Junction. 8120 junction. The dog we have now is an older one. When she was young, she didn't really have her on guns, and now we can even take a gun out without her running to her kennel. That's one of the hardest things to break a dog. If a dog goes gun shy, it's almost impossible bringing them back around. It can be done. I don't know how to do it. I've worked with a few dogs, and I almost think I made it worse on them. But I will say 4th of July is the worst thing for dogs. Like this dog has been around multiple guns. That launcher I started out the live with, the little DT launcher. But a dog sees a big explosion in the sky and hears that percussion off of a mortar go off, and you can kiss hunting with that dog's goodbye. So 4th of July, like everybody in Michigan shoots them off now. It's legal here for fireworks. This dog goes in the kennel in the garage. I turn on some Bob Marley music for her. I shut her kennel door. So she's just in a black box for the night, listening to music. Oh, hey. Critter still in here? Lucy loves fireworks. Well, you don't have a normal Labrador. You got a silver. They're special. I'm kidding. No, you can't see it yet. Critter, I need you to tell me what these are. We're Iowa if you're in here still. Let's see if I can get some. Nope, I'll just carry them up to the garage. I found 2 foot traps. And the cables were broken off of them. They were on our private property. Grandpa allowed some trappers a decade ago to trap. And I don't know if they lost them, forgot them, or what, but I found them set. Stepped on one and it bit my boot. And then I found the other one when I was disking a field. Used her on the door. Yeah, my dog gets super excited when I grab a gun. Super excited. Like doing the zoomies inside the house, and that's not something she'll generally do. Zoomies are usually outside activities for her. It wasn't my property. Steal. It's my grandfather-in-law's farm. So what they do or who they allow is completely up to them. So what kind of traps are these? I got the round plates on them. All sorts of rusty. I know I need to soak them in something. Give them an electric bath. Are these Duke 330s? Or Duke 300s? What did I hear you say? Rusty. number 2 maybe. There, that's about 5 inches. Let's see here a second. I'll try to. I don't have no fancy stands. So. There we go. I'd say that's about 5 by 6. I think they're for yotes. I'd like to learn trapping, but nobody in my family was trappers. I got a conibear that I bought a long time ago from a garage sale just for chicken stealers. I know DJ in here, he traps. If Critter's still in here, he traps. And IOF, Iowa Outdoor Family, he traps. I appreciate you, Justin. I don't do too many lives. I will start doing a lot of lives in the summertime. I'm kind of a wuss. Oh, let's throw those down there. I think I'm gonna start doing a lot of fishing this summer. We run coyotes with pickups around here. Oh, I'll chase them down. I can't put a flame to Critter or Iowa. I can't either, DJ. Them are MB 550s. MB 550. I'll write that down so I don't forget it. Yeah, I got 2 of them and a conibear, and then I got some really, really old, probably should throw away, but they still work sometimes, traps. Take a wire brush to the top of the pan, get the rest off. It'll say what they are. Oh, both my trappers just popped back in. All right, take a wire brush to the top. All right, that's, of course it's winter time, so my garage is a fucking mess. Yeah. Alright, go. Trap. Wire brush. Sand block. Just some better lighting. You saying on the top of the foot pedal, critter? And that'll tell me what it is. On the back, hold on. Take a wire brush to the top, pan, get the rest off. I'll show you what they are. Back. Oh, he's back. I quit smoking cigarettes Christmas Day. Congrats, Justin. I'm trying to get there. A pocket full of Tootsie Pops. Yeah, right there. Yeah, usually, but the one looks homemade. That pan looks homemade. This pan looks homemade. Might be. Let's see. Hot tub, that thing. You might be correct. I don't see no numbers on there. Let's see. Grab the other one. Oh yeah, this one's got some writing on it. Easy. Definitely rusty. See all sorts of letters on this one. ESOTA trap line. Pro product. M. That might have been what Critter told me earlier. MB. That's probably, I think Critter called it. I can't see the numbers, but I think that does say MB on it. I can see a 5. Be an MB 500 RC. MB 550 RC. See if the camera picks it up any better. MB 550. I hope you got caught. Yeah, I thought I was going to for a second. So you were saying that this one might be, let me just compare the plates here. They look identical. Oh, that one does have some. Okay, so these are both identical traps then. So MP 550s. What's the best way to clean them when they're in this state? I like put them in a bucket with drain oil, or do you not want to do that because oil smells? Or do you do the put it in a bucket of water and add electrodes to it? Night latchet. Identical traps. Yep. Boil them. No oil. Okay, I kind of figured the no oil because everything's scent with trapping. I think my other traps are out in the shed. Bullshit for a minute. Oiled and boil maybe. Henry. That's definitely not a bear trap, Henry. You might piss off a bear with one of them, but you're definitely not going to catch a bear with that. Do you run trap lines? No, I do not. I just have a lot of birds, and I don't like predators. So I shoot them generally, but the ones you can't shoot usually end up in a trap, and then I shoot them. The dye sticks to the rust. Oh, okay. No, Justin, I found these traps last summer out at my in-laws. And like I said, I'm interested in learning about trapping. but I don't have traps to set really. Just a small handful. Need something to adhere to. Okay. One thing I did learn from watching critters channels was on that foot trap I just had, I was wondering how they anchored them to the ground. You got the steel cable on there. That nice steel cable on there. Well, I finally figured it out watching him set his traps, that it's like a washer that goes down into the ground, uses the pounder, and then it turns sideways and it locks itself, which is fucking ingenious. Me not knowing anything about trapping, I was using one of the old dog stake tie-outs. You twist it into the ground and then a big old triangle sticks above the ground, but every critter can see it. Don't learn anything from me, please. Hey, you got more experience with trapping than I do. I shoot most of my predators. You just seen the field out there. I'll go out at night and put the green light out, and I'm pretty good at telling what's not a cat and what's a chicken eater. A few coyotes last year I got. Wolf Fang Earth Anchor. Wolf Fang Earth Anchor. Why is it gotta be so cold out here? Baby monitor going off. Wolf Fang? Pause way. How we doing? I've been doing it a few years. Only got hard in the past 3. Please refrain from food. Hey, I don't know if you heard it, but my wife just said food's down on the baby monitor. I didn't bring it up. I got a sucker paw. That's all the food you're getting. All right, guys, well, I appreciate y'all coming in, hanging out for a little while, the dog and I. She's out laying on the porch. But food is done, so I'm gonna go eat and then tell Paul about what I ate later on. So everybody have a good night and peace out.